All right, hello, Mike Ritzema, i3 Business Solutions here. I'm going to go through Microsoft Office 365, specifically Outlook and Word, some tips and tricks. So let's get on it right now and kind of pause a moment to review in business. Let's remember what we're trying to do. We're trying to improve efficiency and productivity, usually because we want sustainability or profitability. And could we innovate? Could we be different than the other companies out there? Maybe we could use technology to do that. And then certainly mitigate risk. We're talking about Microsoft Office 365, Outlook and Word, some of those tools. And certainly from a technology risk standpoint, Microsoft Office 365 is very strong at that. So these are the tips and tricks. I'm going to get straight into it. You can, I'll say this more than once, if you'd like the PDF of these tips and tricks, just email or call me and we'll convey them to you. And the first thing that I recommend from a productivity standpoint is that you go offline. And so for some of us that need some sort of focus factor herb or are getting bombarded by text messages, instant messages, emails, and so on. Could we put the phone on mute? Do not ring. Could we go offline with our technology? And I also recommend that you take your cell phone, put it in airplane mode, so you can focus on work. So I've got an icon here called Work Offline. And I'm going to click that icon, and now I am offline, and I can focus on my email. Apparently, I've got 60 emails here, some primary focused emails and other miscellaneous email here. So that is recommendation number one, is go offline. As part of that, I also recommend that you consider adding to your signature line a note that says, I check my email 3 times a day. And first thing in the morning, right before noon, and before I leave at night. So if you want to get a hold of me, maybe you better call me, etc., if it's urgent. So this way I can focus on specific tasks and work throughout the day. So another thing we recommend is turning off notifications. In Outlook, you have to be online, so I went back online. We go to Options. We open the Outlook Options tab. We go to Mail, and we come down here to Message Arrival. Play a sound. No, please do not beep and rattle and hum every time that a text message hits my cell phone and every time that an email hits my inbox. And do not show an envelope icon with a peek at what came in. Please turn all these alerts off so that you can focus on your work. Go offline. So how do you do that? How do you customize the toolbar, the quick access toolbar? And how you do that is you basically click on the down arrow here to customize it, go to more commands, and popular commands are here. And I will tell you that there are hundreds of commands here. So I'm suggesting that if you're doing something over and over again, take a few minutes to hunt down that command, put it in the quick access toolbar. And that's what I've done here, put work offline. Now the problem with working offline is that if you send 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 emails, you're making time, you're mowing through email, and you're not getting distracted by new emails coming in. Oh, I better respond to that one. You're getting your work done. And you send those emails, I do this frequently, you're offline, I pick up the phone, I call the individual, did you get my email? Let's talk about it. No, I didn't get your email. Of course you didn't, because I'm offline. So if you're working offline and you add this icon, send all, then you can send all your emails. Or you can send and receive all. The fact is that I do cheat throughout the day. I'm checking I go offline and online frequently. But this is a way to focus on your work. You can customize this toolbar, the quick access toolbar. You can also customize the ribbon. And to customize the ribbon, you right-click on that ribbon to open it up. And Outlook Options, or you go to Outlook Options, customize the ribbon. And let's say there's something in the view folder that you use all the time. you can click on that item and move it up into your Home tab. So rather than coming to the ribbon and saying, now where is that in Send Receive? Is it in Folder? Is it in View? No, you do it every single time. Move it right into the Home tab so that you can find it. So that's some recommendations in the general part of Outlook. Now let's talk about moving to folders. Certainly, if you're OCD like me and you want things organized in folders, you can right-click on any email and just say move it to the folder, and you get your default folders here. And or you can go to an other folder and it'll open the dialog box and say what folder do you want to move it into, and you can pick a folder to move it into. So move to folder, very quick and efficient, is another way to improve productivity. But certainly you can automate these systems and say, and I'll show you how I've done this, is put a rule in place. I highly recommend rules. If you're not using rules today, please do a little research to understand them, that you can create a rule and automatically move items into a folder. So if I click on Create Rule, I can take any email from TrueMethods or any email with a subject and move it into a specific folder. And I can move the item to a folder, and I can select the folder, and automatically these items will go into that folder. You can also, there are advanced options here, and at i3, everybody at i3, and I submit that it can or should be a policy at any company or organization, where my name is in the carbon copy box. Clearly there's nothing for me to do. You did not send this email directly to me. You carbon copied me as an FYI. Then we can create a rule that says any email sent to Mike Ritzma where my name is in the carbon copy box, put it into a carbon copy folder. And that's what I've implemented here. So this thins out emails substantially. And that was a mistake. We're going to be here a while waiting for this to update. So I'm going to move on to the Word options as we're working through this. Let's go to Microsoft Word and talk about the toolbar that you can see I've customized extensively. I have a Word document open here, and I've customized this toolbar extensively because I am bullet guy. I use a lot of bullets and numbers and so on. I like to keep it brief. I put the open and close in here. I've got the copy, the cut, the paste in here. I change font colors and size a lot. And then I like to see show hide, what's happening in the document if I'm getting lost and confused between tables and dual columns and so on. So these are the items that I'm hitting a lot. I've taken the time to put them in this quick access bar so that I can quickly access them. Certainly in Word, we can open a document, and you'll notice the push pins here, and you can pin documents to the top for always access. So I've got all these documents that I'm rotating through and can open. And yes, I went into the options and set mine at about 50. I want to see, all the old documents that I can, so I don't have to go hunting in file folders. And I can pin these to the top for easy access. Or I can unpin them and say, not a priority anymore. And in Word, I think we're all aware by now that we can save as. I'm going to save as a PDF. I don't have to use the cute PDF writer or any of these printing tools to create a PDF anymore. I can just save these documents as a PDF in the format. I change from the format Word to PDF, and I can save this as a PDF. And generally, it opens that PDF also, which is what it did here in full screen mode. So I'll close it down. That's a PDF. But certainly, as encouraging for some of us is that we can also open a PDF. So I'm going to try and do that now for you, because it's expensive to own the full Adobe suite in order to edit PDFs. And now Microsoft is saying, well, you can just open that PDF right in Word. It'll give us a warning. It's not going to be perfect in its formatting, but it'll grab a PDF, extract everything it can from it, and put it on a page. So now I've opened a PDF in Microsoft Word, and I can update it from here. That's very powerful tool right there. Let's go back to Outlook and keep going through the list on Outlook, because I built a rule. I'm going to have to remember what that rule is, or who knows what's going on. Let's keep talking about rules a little bit, because what I've done here is created a bunch of folders, because I'm not as proficient. I don't take the time to unsubscribe. I've been doing technology and email for decades now. And apparently I've subscribed to all kinds of newsletters, and vendors have put me on their list. So I've built these rules that say, just put it into an e-newsletter or a vendor list. So let's take a look at, say, this vendors and business partners folder here. That's full of stuff from Cisco and some other vendors. And I just don't want to take the time to read that entire list. So therefore, I'm just going to delete it. I can right-click on that folder and delete everything in that folder. And I'm going to do that because I'm not going to read all 72 of those emails. So I deleted all the contents. I did not go, oops, delete the folder. I deleted all the emails in the folder, and they're gone. In this regard, what I recommend is that you can see the numbers here. You can also go to properties for a folder. I am right-clicking to get to properties for this folder. And I can say, I want to show the total number of items in the folder. I recommend that. So we can say, oh boy, there's stuff in that folder I need to deal with. So we want these set to show all items in the inbox, not just unread, but all the items. Then here's my carbon copy folder. If I'm carbon copied on an email, it goes in here. And then we know that Microsoft, one of my recommendations is to use clutter, but that's an old experience from Microsoft because they've improved the inbox now, and they have the miscellaneous or the other. They're basically analyzing your email and saying, I don't think this is that important to you. Certainly anything coming from inside the organization and customers and vendors, Microsoft is saying, we're going to put this right in your inbox. So this becomes the new clutter for Microsoft in the Outlook experience. I'm just going to glance at my list here and make sure I'm clicking off all the items. I want to spend a minute on quick steps. Quick steps are a way to automatically move items or to quickly move items without hunting down the folder. So a quick step says, I'm just going to take this email, I'm going to put it in a queue for my internal or award or other organizations. I can create these automatic flows. So my quick step is I'm going to move this to this folder. A little different than rules or moving. It's called quick step. I find it very powerful. I use that on I'd say at least a daily or weekly basis. Now here's some of the tips that I use on a regular basis. Again, a recommendation for your company. We can set up a group policy that says any broadcast email cannot be delivered till the end of the day. We do not want to interrupt the whole company with an email about the company potluck on Thursday. We don't want to interrupt the whole company at 1:44 in the afternoon with that email. So as I write an email to the whole company, I3 employees, don't forget, or to a subset, or a group email, don't forget, or my opinion. I can schedule that email to deliver. In the default, when I click on the icon, and you can see I added it to the quick access toolbar in the new email or reply email message, a different toolbar than in the primary Outlook application. So it defaults to 5 p.m. today. Oftentimes I'll send these emails right at noon, it's 10:44 in the morning, and at noon, just before lunch or at lunch, they'll get this email. Because I don't want to interrupt the train of thought. We want to be focused on our work, not constantly interrupted with miscellaneous things. So I can schedule the email for 5 p.m. tonight or 5:30 p.m. tonight, but I can always done by 5 p.m. on Friday. So I can click on the reminders icon, I think that's what it's called, the follow-up icon, and set a reminder for this item. I am going to remind myself to check on it at 5 p.m. on Friday. That's when it's due. Boy, are things under control? How's it going? I'm going to flag the recipient, and he'll get a calendar, a pop-up reminder saying on the 27th Friday, okay, 27th Friday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, check this out. Did you get it done? So now this email is scheduled to go out at 5 p.m. tonight, not interrupting anybody. It's due by 5 p.m. on Friday. And the reminder for myself to follow up, and a reminder for the team or the group to follow up that way. So I think that's a very powerful tool to help manage our own accountability and requests that are out there, and to assure that things are getting done. Certainly we know that if we're going back and forth, hey, do you want to meet? How about Thursday morning at 10 a.m.? What about Wednesday morning at 10 a.m.? And then finally it lands at Friday morning at 10 a.m. We can drag and drop anywhere between virtually any Office 365 application. So here I drop this email into the calendar, and it populates it with all the information. I like this because if there's a cell phone number or a phone number in the email dialog, then okay, we're going to meet at 10 a.m. on Friday. I'll click create the calendar appointment for 10 a.m. on Friday, and I will invite the individual, send it, and I have this information. If I'm driving down the road, I want to find some information, I can do that. We can drag and drop, drag an email into a calendar or into a people pane. It'll extract the information, or if you're into tasks, drag and drop. Very powerful. And I would just remind us that we can click on any inbox or any folder and add it to favorites. And then and that'll put this folder up here in favorites, and we can sequence the favorites however we want. So my most important stuff is up here, and I can manage my inbox that way. If I don't get to the e-newsletters, clearly, it is very clear that it is not a primary priority. Looking at the list that I want to go through, yeah, we did the Word items. We've done the Outlook items. We come back to this view here and start wrapping things up with, again, if you want kind of some background detail on how to do these things, or reminders, email or call i3 Business Solutions. Email me, call me, and we can send this information to you. How to turn off notifications. Clutter has been replaced by other. Some of the Word ideas I went through. Customize the quick access toolbar, customize the ribbon, pin for easy access. You don't need Adobe anymore, save as a PDF. Last thing I want to mention is that the mobile apps are so powerful. And I think as we wrap up here, I'm not going to try and demo or show you this, but I'll just say that there are so many mobile apps available, and one of the most powerful ones I use, not only Outlook and the calendar and the email on my cell phone, but the Office Lens product, which is essentially a scanner. So if you're like me and you like to take notes on paper, then put it in a scanner and have the scanner email it to you and save it off and move it somewhere. Office Lens just automatically takes a photo of that, essentially a scan of it, saves it as a PDF, automatically syncs it to your computer, and you can move it wherever you want. So Office Lens and the mobile applications on your phone are very powerful. And in Office 365, Microsoft Office 365, they're all available. Next month, we'll get into SharePoint as the foundation, the anchor for your organization as you move to the cloud. And then we'll also get deep into OneNote and why I say if you have Outlook open on your desktop, then you best have OneNote open on your desktop. We'll get into that next month. Finally, I'll say that for a guy like me, between all the personal email on my phone, the personal calendar on my phone, business calendar, business email, text messaging, various social media, the requests, the chaos is maddening. I have a personal to-do book and a business to-do book. And that's where the important stuff is. I absolutely have to get this done. Between all the lists and all the information, the clutter gets simplified right here. This is what I have to do today or this week. On our website, Cloud Criteria, there's a white paper on how to select applications for the cloud or to run your business. Track us down if you're interested in that, or again, the PDF here. I'll wrap up with my email address and phone number. i3 Business Solutions integrates technology solutions to accelerate business results. That's what we're talking about here. Could we actually use some of these tools to go faster and be more efficient? My name's Mike Ritzema, i3 Business Solutions. Email or call if you have questions.